Good morning, good day and good evening. How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Today is Sunday. It's a bonus stream today, isn't it? Yeah, as I did mention this on the Discord, but I'm not entirely sure if I will be able to stream tomorrow. If I will do a stream tomorrow, it is most likely going to be quite short. Because I do have some other things I have to attend. So for that reason, I decided to, make up for it proactively. So we're gonna do a little bonus stream today. But hope all of you are doing good. I hope you're having a good weekend. First one in today, Jin. We also got Kirby and Pirogi. Nice to have you guys. Satsidati as well as iJoyan. Welcome in, people. Bonus stream indeed. Yeah, so I think the plan was that we are going to go through some of the feedback from the recent playtests. I mentioned this before, but we basically started doing experimental playtests, as I now call them, which means that a few people get early access to the new update. So that I can fix the most obvious things first and then push it to everyone else. And we do have a few things we need to sort out. Couple bigger ones, but most of this is, we have a lot of like tiny little tweaks and stuff we should try to get through. Some of it is in spoiler territory though, which means I am gonna need to do some of it off stream. I can't do all of it on stream, but there's a few things. What's up, Blue? Welcome in. Fixing my localization today. Ooh, exciting. I think, at least. I think localization is fun. I do still have a little bit localization I need to sort out as well. I also need to connect my Google Sheet again, because apparently I lost the connection somehow. I knew that could happen. I did not think it was gonna happen this early on. So I need to look into how to fucking reconnect it, because it's way easier working in a Google Sheet compared to working in like the localization table in Unity. But yeah, other than that, we also do have Resident Evil. So if anyone wasn't here last stream, we actually started the first official playthrough of Resident Evil 2. Which so far is a pretty fun game. I am enjoying it, getting some good ideas for my game through it as well, some inspiration, which is cool. So, as I mentioned, like I was thinking that I'm gonna be a bit productive today, but if people want it, I am a people's man. Like if people want it, we could play Resident Evil 2. So I don't know what you guys are feeling like. I'm technically up for anything. I'm not a very fussy kind of man, am I? What's up, Foolbox? How you doing? Just play, be productive, fuck. So we basically got it 50-50. I mean, we could run a proper poll if you guys want to, and actually see what you think. How you doing, Foolbox? Nice to have you, man. Are you wear gloves on stream, Foolbox? Why? I've noticed. Why? Can you speak on this? I am a little bit intrigued here. Just came back from vacation. Ooh, nice. Where have you been? I'm curious how you feel about the feedback overall. Are you happy with how it's going? Yeah, overall I feel like it's been really good. We've had as I mentioned, we've had a few people play it now, iJoyan being one of them, and yeah, so far I feel like it's pretty good. Like I said, there's a few tweaks I need to do. Obviously the game is still far from finished, right?
Hey,
Hey, what's up, Spectacular? There's still like more things I need to add, and obviously we're gonna need more content and stuff, but overall I feel good, and I feel like from this playtest now, the experimental one, I did learn quite a lot of things, which is good. I wear one glove, because I didn't have a tablet in front of me, and in the winter I wear fingerless gloves because it's cold. Okay, interesting. Because I started reading, obviously for anyone who doesn't know, I have a shit ton of problems with my hands. Like I've started experiencing legitimate like pain in my hands on almost a daily basis. Like I just, I sit here way too much working on this shit. I did read somewhere that like compression gloves and stuff could actually help out a bit as well. So that's why I was a little bit curious if maybe that was one of the reasons why you were using them. You write too much, sir? I do. I think if we're gonna be honest here, I think the real thing is that I just need to take more breaks. That is really what it is. Fellow glove user? Oh, do you use gloves as well, Kirby? Yeah, I think I need to get better at taking, even if it's like, you know, even if it's just like short little minute breaks here and there just to stretch my hands a little bit and that kind of stuff. Yeah, hand stretching probably help too. I think so as well. I think that is probably my biggest issue, the fact that I'm very on it. Like as soon as I sit down and I start to work, I can accidentally be typing for like 6 hours without any pause whatsoever. You know what I mean? I use compression gloves, but the best way to help with pain is to stretch very regularly and take breaks. Yeah, I think that is fair to say. When you start getting radiating pain, then you definitely need a hard stop so you don't seriously hurt yourself. Yeah. Yeah, because it has come and gone a little bit. I have tried to be a little bit responsible, like when it has gotten bad, you know, I tried taking days off. Like yesterday, I didn't do fuck all. I was barely not on my PC whatsoever, didn't do any productive work. And fucking hell, I was so bored, but, you know, I was just like, my hands need a little break, man. Apparently spending too much time in the comfy chair is bad for you, true. Yeah, we'll see. I think that might be some fair points there. Which is one of the reasons why I'm thinking that maybe we should switch the ad system again. Maybe it would actually be better to run it back to like 1.5 minutes twice an hour. Because right now we do 3 minutes an hour, just all of the ads at once. But I don't know, like if I did it like twice an hour instead, we could have shorter ads and I could try and use the ads as a reminder for me to like stretch my hands and kind of chill down. And on top of that, I also don't know, like a lot of people told me that they thought it was better to do 3 minutes of ads an hour, just get through all of it at once. Like we basically had a vote and most people seem to prefer it. However, like looking at the analytics, I'm not sure if people actually prefer it. Because when you do 3 minutes of ads at once, you know, there's a drop whenever ads come on, do you know what I mean? Which would, you know, kind of signal the fact that people maybe don't like. I mean, obviously people never like ads, but I don't think I noticed it as much when it came to like 1.5 minute ads and whatnot. Add a hand stretch to channel point redeems. I actually did. For that reason, I do have a stretch command now, which is a general stretch command, but I mainly keep the focus on my hands, to be honest.
Time to stretch.
There we have it. Cheers, man. No real harm in trying the short ads twice an hour, especially if it helps with health. Yeah.
Spectacular One is forcing you to stand up for 10 minutes.
Oops, wrong one. Let's do it. Let's stand up, man. Welcome in, Christian. How you doing? Nice to have you again. Hope you've been well. Yes, I think maybe we should switch the ads back again. It is slightly annoying, like nothing is perfect, right? Because the balance, it's a balance. Like, ads twice an hour, it gets quite a lot. Like, it is quite often. Like, half an hour is not a very long time, especially not when you do fucking 8-hour streams. Like, it feels like there's ads coming all the time. But at least they will be shorter. I don't know. I think maybe we should try it. Try going back again and see. How you doing, man? I'm doing quite well. As I said, I've been having a little bit of pain in my hands again, but it's not too bad. But trying to be a bit careful. But other than that, I'm doing fantastic. I am a little bit, like, cooked in this fucking apartment, but overall, you know, I can't complain. How you doing, Christian? What's up, Adam Shields? Welcome in, man. I'm new doing game dev around a month. What advice do you have? My general advice would probably be to This is semi-controversial, I know not everyone agrees, but I would probably try to make something small first, ease into it. With that being said, I didn't do that. I started off doing a massive RPG game. But in my opinion, especially as of like straight at the beginning, if you're starting with like zero experience, because that's also quite important, like what your experience level is right now, you know? Like if you have a background in programming, things might be different. I didn't, I had no experience whatsoever. And at that point, I think doing really small projects at first is one of the quicker ways to learn, in my opinion. And also, Adam, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate ya. But I wish you nothing but the best of luck, and you know, if you have any questions or anything you need help on, feel free to share. We also do have a Discord, there's channels if there's, you know, if you need some help with the development or, you know, whatever it might be, feel free to join it as well. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, I clearly like pain. Yeah, Whale has started doing some engine programming, haven't you? Start with a small hard game, and I will of course join this store. Let's go. I wish you nothing but the best of luck. But yeah, we need to decide what are we doing today. You know what? I'm up for anything. Like, I really am. So I think we should just run a poll, and you guys decide what we do today. Gaming streams should be more regular, so your hands can relax. I think that is a semi-good point, actually. I think it is a good point. Because even though Resident Evil is kind of a, you know, shooting game and shit, I did play with controller. Because I think just not using keyboard and mouse is also kind of good for me. Just not doing the same exact motions all the time. Do you know what I mean? Because I think that is where it comes from, right? Is the fact that I do like the same exact motion. Obviously it's similar with a controller, but it's not the same at the very least. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are we doing today? It is up to you. Either we go ahead and continue the Resident Evil 2 playthrough.
One wants to play gamedev.
Or we play gamedev. We can also play gamedev. Let's do that first. And then, otherwise, we are going to work on the game. Okay, so let's run this one, and then we sort out the gamedev, and then we'll see whatever we're gonna end up doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, cast your votes. What are we doing today? Either Resident Evil 2, continuing the playthrough, or we work on the game. It's up to you. I don't really mind. But first, we do have a gamedev redeem. So, Spectacular, as the one who redeemed it, do you have a first game? And before we get into it, if anyone hasn't, of course make sure to wishlist Shroud of Gloom on Steam, would very much appreciate it. But yeah, we are going to do the Daily Guess Gamedev Raft. Let's run it. I think it's this one. Oh! That is nice. We got all the game modes immediately. We are looking for an older game though. Okay, it seems like people are definitely voting for work on the game. I'm not too surprised. Let's be honest here. I think the majority of the audience is game devs, more so than gamers. I mean, obviously there's a huge overlap there, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, true, it's not a Windows game. Good point. Good point. We have some yellow here, which means we don't know too much. I don't like yellows, they're very undeterministic or whatever. Simulated adventure indie, survival sandbox open world. But we have no idea what is or isn't correct. But we are not on Xbox Series X, nor PlayStation, nor Windows. Older than 2018, not made in Unity. This is good as well. It's not third person and it's not first person. So we're probably looking for a isometric or side view game, I would imagine. What language do you use? Because I'm learning C#, I love it so far. I am also using C#. I should say that I do really love C#, I think C# is great. However, I don't know how much that actually means, because I have never used another language. But I love it. I think it's dope. So are you using Unity as well? Okay, we have about, I think, 30 seconds or so left on the vote in the chat, so go and cast your vote as well. Okay, so probably some... We're looking for some like exclusive isometric or side view game. It's probably not isometric. I feel like it's... I mean, isometric, it could be, yeah. It could be virtual reality as well, but no, because that would probably be on PC. Yeah, I think it's isometric, top-down, or side view. Last box is whether it is the correct franchise or not. No. So here we have perspective and then same saga or franchise. Which is incorrect. Okay, so exclusive games, not third or first person. So it shouldn't be something like Bloodborne, because that would be third person. This could be a mobile game as well. I should say I have never had a like mobile exclusive game here before, so not sure how likely that is. I would lean more towards this being either a really old game on some really old console, or maybe a Xbox or PlayStation exclusive. Nintendo game? True, could. We should probably try a Nintendo game. So, we should try some early Super Mario side-scroller. New Super Mario Bros. Is that a... When you say new, how new are we talking? The DS one? Is it side-scroller? Because that would be good. And also keep in mind, just to throw it out there, Googling or looking in your Steam library or anything of that sort is illegal and punishable by law. You're not allowed to do it. Yeah, that is the Steam link in case anyone wants to check out my game. Cheers, man. Okay, so which one is this? 2 or U? 3? Wonder? Does anyone know which one? Oh wait, it's actually called New Super Mario Bros. Holy shit. I kinda missed that one. Just New Super Mario Bros. Okay, it is side view. Not action. Looking very... Since it's a side view as well, very likely to be like a platform adventure. Very likely. But it is not a Nintendo game. I repeat, it's not a Nintendo game. Released between 2007 and 2017. Side view. Most likely exclusive. Most likely PlayStation or Xbox exclusive, since it didn't seem to be published by Nintendo. Remember what Little Big Planet was released on? I don't know either. PlayStation 3, I think. Might be worth a guess then. Is it the side view? I don't really know the game. I know the name, you know. I added your game to my wishlist, bro. Can't wait for the release. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate ya. That means a lot. Did you guys know they changed it now? I think I mentioned this before. But they actually update your wishlist count once an hour now, which is fucking insane. Before it was like once a day. Is side view? Okay, let's do it then. Little Big... Okay, 2007 to 2017. Don't really know. Second one? Maybe? I'm just guessing here, I have no clue. I'll probably do second. Let's try it. Oh shit! You know it's right when you get that little pause. G fucking G, people. Easy peasy. Current streak 11. That is not bad. Not bad. 3 guesses as well. Easy fucking peasy. GG, people. Sony Computer Entertainment. Platform adventure puzzle. PS3 exclusive, it was indeed. In-house engine. Good shit. Yeah, we've had some good guesses recently, man. How many wishlists? I am currently sitting at something like 460. We are getting awfully close to 500. Halfway to 1,000. It's fucking sick, man. I did a dipper, bro, because I got no work done on my project the past 2 days, but I'll be back for more streams for sure. Have a good day, bro. No worries, Adam. Thank you very much for dropping by, and I'll catch you next time. And best of luck with your game. I remember playing a demo related on the PSP for Little Big Planet. Ah, I don't think I've ever seen this. Maybe I have. I kinda recognize the character. Obviously though, I haven't had a PlayStation since like PlayStation 2, so it's not too surprising that I would be a bit out of the loop when it comes to PlayStation games. Let's get into it. Little big Minecraft world on my PlayStation 3. Wait, Minecraft world? But I don't know if I'm gonna need to go and get my fan. I think I might need it at some point. I wonder how to set it up so that you guys don't hear it though. Because it is like a fucking sauna in here. What is up, teacher Eduardo? How you doing? Welcome in.
Hello.
How you doing on this fine day? I'm doing quite well. What about you? Como é que é, meu? Tá tudo bem? Bem-vindo, Eduardo. Okay, so... Did my music mess up? Or am I just deaf? No, it's just... YouTube being YouTube. Okay, lovely. Doing perfect. Glad to hear it, man. Okay. So, what are we doing? I think we are going to switch to the default key bindings. I think we're gonna do it. Because so far... very few people actually played with the default key bindings, and if most people change the key bindings, I feel like that's a pretty good, you know, good data that the key bindings aren't that good. This is something I want to do as well, and this and this. Okay, let's start off with that. Check DM in Discord, okay, will do. PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 Minecraft used to have DLC you could buy with texture. Patch the texture maps. Ah. You can say feijoada bota linguiça. Linguiça? Feijoada bota linguiça. So, wait, feijão, isn't that like beans? So beans better have linguiça? It's something like that, I think. Well, I know feijão. Right? Feijões. That's like beans, isn't it? Oh, no, wait, no, am I mixing this up? I might be mixing this up. Am I not? Oh, no, it is indeed. Feijão is bean. Oh, it's a Brazilian dish, gotcha. Wait, feijoada? Beans and beef and pork. Damn, a lot of meat in here. It's pretty neat. Looks quite nice. You won't regret it? I might have to give it a go. So can you tell me more about your game? For sure, it is a point-and-click horror game called Shroud of Gloom, where you will be rummaging through this old manor, solving puzzles, trying to stay alive, that kind of thing. Actually, what is this, man? What have you done, Spectacular? What have you done, Spectacular? Oh shit, no! Amnesia the Bunker. Holy shit, okay. We have more horror games to play. Oh fuck, I've seen a little bit from this game, it seems kinda fucked. Holy shit. Okay, cheers man, thank you very much Spec. I appreciate ya. Oh man, we got even more horror games now. I got it from the bundle and I was like, I ain't playing that, so you give it to me, okay. Yeah, like I said, I've seen a little bit from it and it seems kind of fucked. Okay. Well, we know what we're doing after Resident Evil then. Fuck's sake, man. I mean, it is good though, I need to play more horror games. We appreciate, yeah, I'll make sure to add the... add it to the supporter thing as well. Is only fair. Okay, something I need to do. I don't know if iJoin is still here. He might have some interesting data on this. But I think I want to redo the game over menu slightly. I also think I need to localize it, because I don't think it is localized. It's only like 3 buttons anyway, so it's not really bad. We do have the tips as well. Oh shit, I have spoilers enabled. Let's go back. Spoiler manager, not enabled. Thank you very much. Did I misclick? Why is spoilers still enabled? I like that spoiler manager, never seen it before. I'm pretty happy with the implementing it though. It makes my life a bit easier, not having to worry about stuff as much. Let's see here, force game over. Yeah, this is not localized whatsoever. And then I also think we should change this, because right now this button says reload, and it's not entirely intuitive what this does. Like, yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think happens when you click this button? Any guesses here? What would you expect to happen in this scene? You're in the game over scene and you click here. So my internet crash, how many wishlists do you have? I'm sitting at about 460. Somewhere around that. Slightly above, maybe. I think I might be at like 462 or something now. I've actually been getting a fair amount of wishlists since the YouTube video started kind of popping off a little bit. For anyone who doesn't know, the new YouTube video is currently sitting at above 5k views on YouTube. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. And I can actually tell that there's been a increase in wishlists. Like, I had the best day in terms of wishlists since the first week of having the page up. So that's pretty neat. If anyone hasn't checked it out yet, there's a link here to the video. You reload last save. Seeing the word reload is weird though. Reload sounds like reloading the page where I died. my opinion, I find it most strongly restart, start over, retry. Yeah, but that is the interesting thing, because this isn't... Because restart or start over sounds wrong, because this is a checkpoint. Try again could work. I was thinking maybe if you should be fully, like, you know, as explicit as possible, if it should even go ahead and say, get good, exactly spectacular. If we just have it say, get good. No, but I was thinking if maybe we should even have it say, like, load checkpoint. I think I did that in the Game Jam version, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, we can check that site. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what other people do. Game UI database. And then we go failure menu, I guess. Oh, that's just a... no? Do we not have a game over menu here? Okay. Jerem Watts, welcome in, man. How you doing? Nice to have ya. You chose the genre. If you would be making games about unicorns, horses and stuff, I'd gift you My Little Pony game. Yeah, I don't know. It's mad, dude. I don't know how I ended up doing a horror game, man. My life could have been so much easier. Rebirth. Zoned back in and saw Hatchet getting obliterated. Wait, is that this one? I have no idea what this game is. A Hat in Time. Is that the game? No. Is it called A Hat in Time? I don't think I've ever heard of it. Interesting. This is not really well... I guess that was kind of a game over menu. Oh, this game I know. This is the... Animal Well, isn't it? Oh, I liked how they kind of went one bit once you died. That's a bit cool. Respawn. It's not really what I'm looking for. Game over. But this is a roguelite, so they have new run. I can't really have new run. Retry. I was thinking if there's a way to like explain what the button does, but also have it be fairly obvious that you do have a checkpoint. It's like Mario 64. Oh. Crab souls. I don't advise fail states. Well, what do you mean by fail states, Jerem? What kills you in Shroud? I feel like it's it would affect the devs, what the dev screen looks like. Yeah, it is possible that might, because right now I only have one generic. Like no matter how you die, you will get the same like animation and the same menu. But I think the menu buttons will probably be the same no matter what. The animation we could probably change. A part of progression logic that communicates to the player that they failed. Okay, I'm not sure I'm fully... Wait, you don't advise fail states. Part of progression logic that communicates to the player that they failed. So wait, what would the alternative be? Because this would be a fail state, right? Like if you get a game over menu, that's objectively a fail, right? But sometimes it's very, very difficult to not have that whatsoever. I do want to be clear though. I am gonna try and make sure that the player, you know, gets the game over menu as little as possible. Because especially for a horror game, I think it's a bad thing. Because you kind of lose the tension once you die. So that is something I have been planning for the full version of the game. To make it a little bit more like, you know, more non-lethal scares and so on. But at the same time, you are gonna be able to die. Because if it's literally impossible to die, I feel like that takes a little bit away from it as well. Does that make sense? Continue, it should just say continue. Should say continue. Can I just get the... This is a lot of stuff going on. The character select, bum bum bum. No, can I get... post-game result screen? That sounds like a high score thing. Not really what I'm looking for. Gameplay and HUD tutorials. Losing progress is fine, telling the player they're bad and removing control from them at the same time is a good way to encourage them to stop playing. Wait. I feel like I'm missing details here. Telling them the bad and removing control from them. So are you saying that, for example, a game over menu in itself is saying that the player is bad? Just, I mean, I can definitely see that argument. And then, but then removing control, I feel like I don't have all of the pieces to the puzzle here. Does that make sense? I feel like I might even... Do you have some good examples of this? What you're trying to say? Like, what is the thing you're advising and what is the thing you're not advising? Waiting to revive. Ah, this is multiplayer. Bug fixed, I just had to use my brain, it happens. But GG. Continue. This one says continue as well. Maybe we could just have continue, because I feel like continue makes it quite obvious that you haven't like lost the progress. Because that's what I'm scared of with having like reload. Reload sounds like it could be interpreted as reloading the entire game. Like click on this button and you're gonna start in room 1, which you know isn't what it is. Continue makes it very obvious that you are continuing from where you left off. But it's also a bit cleaner compared to saying like load checkpoint or whatever. This is what I mean, I can't switch between programmer mode and artist mode quickly, sometimes takes days, yeah. I like continue just from the short clips I've seen of the game. I feel like continue could work here. Which means I think I already have that as a localization thing. Do I not have menu continue somewhere? Yeah, menu continue. I can just use that key again. I think we're gonna do continue for now. I feel like it's a bit more obvious though, to like what the button is doing. Game over, give the option to decrease the difficulty, nothing is harder than to the ego than that. It's kind of funny, I spoke about this the other day with a mate of mine as well, about hints in games. Because it's funny when, like I played Mind Over Magnet, and that game had like a automatic system where like if you were stuck for too long, they would then give you the option to get a hint, which was funny because my immediate reaction to when that happened was, what the fuck, do you think I'm dumb? Do you know what I mean? Like, it felt like a burn. You've been, like, the game all of a sudden being like, you've been here a little bit long now, man. Are you sure you don't want a little hint? Are you sure you don't want a little nudge in the right direction? And I'm like, what the fuck? No. Now I definitely don't want a hint. You know, it's, I don't know, it's a tricky thing to pull off, you know? For a game like mine, though, I was thinking about that, like, if I would have something like a hint system, but I really don't know how to do it. Because even it's now the game is kind of open-ended enough to the point where it would be pretty difficult tracking what exactly the player is stuck on and how and whether or not they are stuck. Because I can't just do a timer. I can't check like, oh, if they haven't made progress in 10 minutes, then show them the hint button. I can't do that because them not having made progress in 10 minutes doesn't necessarily mean that they are stuck either. Like, maybe they are just exploring, maybe they are, you know, reading documents, maybe they went a little bit AFK for a second. Like, you know, there's multiple reasons to why that might be. Total spitball since I haven't played it, but maybe if you want to play it to explore, you should have the player collect miscellaneous items in order to get hints. Oh yeah, you mean basically like almost like a currency system, like you would buy the hints. Like if you found enough of those items, then you can get a hint because you've been exploring. Interesting idea. Interesting idea. Not something I've thought of. It would basically, like, in practice, it would be like a coupon for a hint. And then it means that the more stuck someone is, the bigger the chances that they have found more of them, or whatever, do you know what I mean? Because if you're stuck, you probably end up looking around more. Yeah, we'll see. I'm still not sure. Same thing, I've been thinking about if we should have, like, objectives. Like, proper say that these are your current objectives. Because a lot of games do, right? Like, even Resident Evil, when we played that one, they have very clear objectives. They tell you, like, this is the puzzle that you're trying to solve right now. This is what you're supposed to do. And, I don't know, right now, I don't have anything like that, but I could see that being a good thing as well. If you will, invent currency, make sure to add slot machines in some rooms. That would be kind of fun. Let's go gambling. Yeah, just have a old slot machine in one of the rooms. I mean, it could be kind of fun. Should have an old arcade machine as well. Put in Pac-Man. An old arcade Pac-Man game. Somewhere. The only thing is that this is a lot of scope creep. Because what you have to, like, truly realize with something like this, adding something like this to the game, is not just adding a piece of furniture. This is adding, technically speaking, an entire game inside of your game, you know? And even a small simple game could take quite a long time, because we would need to basically playtest this little game and, you know, polish this little game. Not that it would have the same, you know, bar as the rest of the game, but still. What's up, 8-bits a byte? How you doing? Welcome in, man. How goes? It's going quite well. Gonna do a little bit of polishing, tweaking stuff today after we've had a few people play the new version of the game. So I have some things I wanna sort out. How you doing, 8-bits? I think an interesting part of the spooky factor is not knowing exactly where to go, being uncertain / lack of knowledge. I agree. However, I would say there's you could differentiate between not knowing where to go and not knowing what to do. Do you know what I mean? Like in Resident Evil, when we played Resident Evil, I had a objective to potential minor spoiler here, but to solve that statue puzzle. That was an objective. However, I had no idea how to solve it. I didn't know where to go to solve it. I didn't know like all of that kind of stuff. I just had an idea of like what I had to do, but not how to do it, which I think is something to consider. Because I would agree that if we constantly like handhold play and tell them where to go, what to do, that would remove a lot from like the, I think both the immersion and like the, as you said, the atmosphere, the horror. Make it a slot machine where it only has 3 results. Arcade machine, you to play Shroud of Gloom on... Okay, so we implement the game inside the game. Shroudception, yeah. Okay, we're gonna have this one say continue. So let's actually localize this shit. Let's localize string table, and then I would like to have the menu continue. Should have resume as well. I think continue is better here though. Or continua in Portuguese, or fortsätt in Swedish, or brzdbr in Czech. That is how they say it. This is the settings button, so I should have one for this as well. Settings. There we go. Quit. The nice thing here is that I have all of these keys now, so localizing this is really easy. Maybe I should have save and quit here. Actually. I probably should. What's up, Fiera? How you doing? Welcome in. Nice to have ya. Hope you're having a good weekend. Okay, let's see. Alright, Dark Souls. It has a fail state, yet many features that aim to stop you from seeing it. Frequent bonfires reduce backtracking. Stamina system encourages defense and pacing. Enemy telegraphs give time to react. Invincibility frames allow escape. Level designs loop back to save zones. Estus flash after fast, reliable healing. Yeah, my point is don't worry about designing your fail state. Plan to make the player think they are clever by providing the tools to avoid it, and tell them that they accomplish it themselves. Focus on dopamine, not punishment. I think that's a good point. I think like what you're getting at makes a lot of sense. This was a very small detail. I just want to know how to phrase this, but I do see what you mean. Like, I think it's better to give the player more options in terms of like how to not reach the fail state, right? And as I mentioned as well, especially for a horror game, I feel like if the player sees the game over menu, 99% of the time, that's a bad thing. We rather want them to just survive, to keep the pressure, you know, or to keep the tension. Because it's kind of inevitable that if you die and get a game over menu, you will like release a lot of the tension. So I agree. Then in some regard, I would say that Dark Souls is a kind of ironic example. I do understand everything you're saying, but because I died a shit ton in Dark Souls, I got a lot of fucking punishment in that game. But yeah, you're making sense. I see what you mean, man. I think, how many times did I die? My first playthrough of Dark Souls 1 was like 80 hours long. Spectacular, I don't know if you remember as well, but I think I died like 350 times. Chilling weekend, great so far, nice, glad to hear it. 400 plus, damn, it was even worse than I thought. Contrary to my point, horror is a bit different. If your horror game has a very gory, rewarding deaths, then that increases retention. Do you think so? I know when they designed Amnesia, they actually cheat for the player to make the player not die, because they noticed that... Clutch, thank you for the follow. That people got less scared after they died, because they had... Like, as soon as the game over scene comes, you go like, oh, okay, now I can relax, I can like collect myself before jumping into the game again. So what they did in Amnesia is that they actually made it so that whenever you're not looking at the monster is running a little bit slower to give the player more time to actually get away from it. But then if you would look back, he would be like full on sprinting. But as soon as you look away from him to run, he starts like jogging instead. Just to basically cheat in favor for the player. Because what they noticed is that when you just get away, that is what actually gives you that dopamine of like, oh shit, I actually managed to survive. But you also like retain the tension of like, I'm still in danger. Because the like unintuitive thing with getting like game over is that, technically speaking, as soon as the game is over, you're not in danger anymore. You are now safe until you choose to go into the game again. So you get like a full reset. I feel like that was kind of the argument against having players die a lot in horror games that I found. What kind of horror game are you making, mate? I am making a point-and-click horror game called Shroud of Gloom, which you can wishlist on Steam as we speak if it looks interesting, but I can show you a little bit of the gameplay. Still relatively early in the development, but we have been making quite a lot of progress lately. Hoping to maybe have a demo out by the maybe end of the year or so. We are playing in Portuguese. Let's switch that back. Yeah, it's a point-and-click horror game where you have to go around, explore this old house, solve some puzzles, try to stay alive. Been working on it for quite some time now. I think we started like, what, 10 months ago or something? Wishlisted, thank you very much, man. I appreciate ya. And just because you wishlisted the game, here's a little song just for you. Beautiful. I'm so happy with the piano, man. It's one of the more fun things in the game, not gonna lie. I spend way too much time just randomly playing the piano. We do need to localize game over. Which I don't know if I would even translate this in Swedish, to be honest. I don't have game over, right? I don't. I mean, it could say you died as well. It doesn't have to say game over. It could say something else, you died. Because you probably wouldn't reach this screen without actually dying. In some way, shape or form. What do you guys think? What is best? Game over or you died? What would you prefer for a game like this? Game over can feel a little bit more arcadey. But you died can also feel a little bit too on the nose or whatever. I think I want to push a test controller support today. Ooh, interesting. Best of luck, man. I haven't played too many point-and-clicks before, but the latest one I enjoyed was Night Manning UFO 50. Yeah, I haven't played that one, but I've watched it a little bit. I can admit something. My main haul, I took a little bit of inspiration from from that UFO 50 game. But it's not a one-to-one kind of thing, but there's definitely some inspiration here. So this is what I did, right? UFO 50, what was it called? Night Manor. So this is like the main hall in my game, and you know, I can very much admit that I might have taken some inspiration from this scene. Because I thought this was a really dope scene, like having all of these different connections in one place. I was like, yeah, you know, I feel like it would be good to have one of these like bigger rooms in the game. You got clapped. Good work. Run in, welcome in. I would go for you died, was immortal. Yeah, we should do that. I think, didn't I do that in the game jam version? Do I say game over? I don't think I do. I think I say, did I change this at some point? Because I think I say you died in this version of the game. Didn't I? So this is where it started, the game jam version. Also, jump scare incoming, just so you know. What do I say here? Yeah, here I say you died. So I actually changed it from you died to game over. I think maybe we'll go back to you died. Maybe we'll go back to you died. Boom, boom, boom. You died. I think we might do that. Let's do it for now at least. So evolution of Donkey Kong deaths and game over screens 81 to 2025. Okay, this actually sounds kind of interesting. And also, how you doing, Ronin? Hope you're doing well. Found the retention study PDF and video, but it's 2 hours long. Yeah, that might be a little bit much. I think that type of hall comes from Resident Evil lineage. It should. I've heard someone... Like, I recently, like 2 days ago, started my first ever playthrough of a Resident Evil game. But I know someone else at some point said that it reminded them of a hall from some Resident Evil game. Do you know which one that would be? Game over. Basically the same one. Do they have year here? Yeah, they do. So this is 83.
Hey Chappie, focus.
I am mad focused, man. I'm doing research here. Game over reminds me of those old arcade games. Yeah, that's what I said as well. Like, I feel like the kinda bad thing with saying game over is that it inevitably feels a lot more arcadey. It feels, it fits better for these type of games compared to something like, you know, my game now, which isn't as much of like an arcade game. Resident Evil 1? Okay, I'm gonna check that one out as well. That is the fucking screensaver one. Interesting. Maybe even animating the text part of it. Another screensaver one. Restart. It's not as nice when they are not bouncing with the music. The other one was better, I think. Okay, what year am I on now? 2006. A mobile game? This feels a lot more modern as well. I was wrong, it's not Gore's jump scares, the bump retention beyond the death retention dip. Oh, interesting. Chuchu Charles guy made a study. Oh, interesting. I might have to check that one out. And fine, thanks. I know it's hot in there, and just want to say it's 13 here now. This morning was 9. Wait, are you talking Celsius? Yeah, you must be, because otherwise that would be freezing, isn't it? I don't know Fahrenheit, man. No, but you, that is 9. That's pretty cold, man. Do you want to link? You can send it here, or if you wanna, you could share it in the Discord as well if you want to. I'll drop it in one of the game dev channels, in case other people could benefit from it. Either what? It's kind of cool seeing the evolution of this. Okay, Resident Evil 1 hall, main hall. Is this the one? I think it is. So this is probably the original. Is this the remake? Is that how that works? I don't know, there's something nice about having just one of these, like, big halls somewhere in the game. Oh, this is the one I'm playing. This is from Resident Evil 2, isn't it? Well, maybe you're in the same place. No, this must be from Resident Evil 2. Nine Celsius, holy shit. Ah, that might be a good point. I think it's partly companies not wanting to use the D word, so they can appeal to younger audiences. Yeah. That is a very good point. That is a very good point. I didn't think about that. What's up, Maxwell? Nice to have you again. Hope you're doing well. I like the idea of having custom messages depending on your death. Things like, you fell to your doom, you're caught in a trap. Yeah. We could do that. I mean, it would be very easy as well. That would just be a check, like... Basically, whenever we publish the game over event, we pass in, like... You know, basically pass in the thing that killed you. And depending on the thing that killed you, we update this text to say something else. It wouldn't actually, like, be a difficult thing to do. Definitely something to consider. Like, in FNAF, you don't die, you game over. Oh, do you? But that's interesting, because at the same time, I wouldn't say that FNAF really appeals to younger audiences, right? Does it say game over? Shit, I don't remember. Maybe it did. Yeah, I think it might have. To be fair though, one thing I would say is that it might work better for FNAF, at least the first one, which is the only one I've played, because that game is actually pretty arcadey. I would say that is almost like an arcadey horror game. Finding Frankie? Don't know if I know that one. Only the weirdest from USA use Fahrenheit. Creepy people. There are more though, isn't it? Isn't there like 2 more odd countries or something that use Fahrenheit? Maybe not. No, I'm thinking of... am I thinking of which side of the road you drive on? Maybe. Here there's... What is this? Like Liberia or something? I think. That one is not here. Fahrenheit, Celsius, but you don't say what this actually means, so it doesn't really say anything. Yeah, I think maybe I mixed it up, because I know there's obviously more countries that drive on the left side as well. You got like Japan, something in Asia, maybe something down in Africa as well, right? If I'm not mistaken. Countries that drive on the left. I think I might have mixed it up with this. Yeah. No. Yeah, exactly. Because here we have the UK. We have, was it like Suriname and something? A lot of like the southern part of Africa. I guess it's a lot of the British colonies, isn't it? And then Japan. Same goes for you, cheers man. Australia drives on the left and does Celsius. Yeah, Fahrenheit is weird. I don't remember. Why is Fahrenheit actually based on? Because that's one of those that's just weird where like the cooking point in Fahrenheit is like what, 120 something? And the freezing point is like 30 degrees Fahrenheit, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. So 0 Fahrenheit is minus 20. So the freezing point is at 40 Fahrenheit. I don't know. Weird shit. More granular version of Celsius. Oh, interesting. Decimals exist? Yeah, true. True. String table, add table entry. Let's do menu. I'm gonna call this menu you died for now. English, let's do you died. Brazilian Portuguese, we would have você morreu. Or morreu, whatever you would say, right? They don't really do the guttural R's. So should I just do morreu? In Portuguese. But then Swedish, what the fuck? Du dog? No, that sounds like shit. We can't do du dog. That sounds like shit, man. Fahrenheit is based on the fact that USA always has to be against the planet on every standard. Roman scale, but short version is that it's a messy system that ended up as the popular one, if I recall right, yeah. You died sounds always so casual to my ear, does it? What's up, Wakacha? Hope you're doing well. But it sounds really weird in Swedish, man. Dude. Fuck. With that website we found, can I check different languages here? Like if I do... failure and game over. Should I select a different language here? I can't have dude. That sounds horrible. I don't play enough games in Swedish. Slash a type horror. You are dead or you have died. Du har dött. Du är död. I don't like either one in Swedish, man. I think it also is because I never play games in Swedish, so I'm very like unused to whatever it would be, but would deaths can be better? Not really, but I see what you mean. That can be the case sometimes. Okay, sorry, we do have an ad coming up. Thank you for your patience, guys. I might go and slightly reheat my coffee during the break, but I'll be back in a few seconds. Game over menu svenska. Can we find something? But now I'm searching for game over, so... Does Dark Souls have Swedish localization? You don't. Of course, who the fuck would localize their game to Swedish? Because I know they did Você Morreu as well in Portuguese. You're dead. Sleep or good night. Did I hear coffee? You did indeed. Du är död. Spelet är över. Du föll. Ditt liv tog slut. Klarar det inte. It's tricky, man. I feel like Swedish just sounds fucking shit when it comes to gaming vocabulary. I don't know if other people relate with your own languages. I think it comes from the fact that I don't really play games in Swedish. But the ads are running, so I'm gonna take a quick break and just get some more coffee, and I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. And we are back. Playing Minecraft in Swedish feels so wrong, I could imagine. Does it even say... What happens when you die in Minecraft? I'm trying to remember. Minecraft... game over menu. Do they have like a... There isn't a... That you just respawn? No, it does say game over. Or you died. Oh, has it changed with time maybe? I think it's just do dog. Oh, is it? Minecraft is wrong in any language. Minecraft game over menu Swedish. Yeah, you're right. Do dog. I think this is the thing though. I feel like stuff is just never gonna sound right to me when it comes to my native language and video games. The dude sounds like a rapper. Jew-dog. Yeah, maybe we would do it. Because otherwise, the thing you could have done is to do game over in Swedish. Because the thing is, game over, I probably wouldn't translate. Also, ads should be over, so welcome back, people. But I can't just do morreu, can I? What would you do in European Portuguese here? I'm gonna assume that Dark Souls didn't do European Portuguese either. Kinda rare. Yeah, only Brazilian Portuguese. Game over usually is not translated in Brazilian Portuguese. Yeah, it wouldn't be in Swedish either. That's why I thought, like, if I didn't want to do the you died thing, I could just do game over in Swedish. Because that, I feel like a lot of languages, that's like one of those words you wouldn't really translate. Danish Snoop Dogg. I mean, Twitch streams had a problem because it immediately gave me an ad for mental help after those messages about death. Shit, maybe they are trashing this fucking chat here, man. Swedish translation. And one for Swedish translation, yeah. Because I don't know if I would go as far as doing second person conjugation. Morecht. I feel like in this context they would probably use third person as well. I will see. Let's do Vosimoreo here as well, and then, you know, in the end someone's gonna have to double check this anyway. Save and quit settings, continue, you died. Du dog. Sky Sorin, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate ya. Não seria tu morreste em português Portugal? Pode ser, mas não sei, porque nestes contextos pode usar o como se diz o conjugações para o foda-se. Tenho que praticar mais o meu português, fam. I don't understand. What do you mean, whale? I'm speaking Swedish. Terceira? No. Dude, I really need to practice more. Terceiro, right? So, terceira pessoa, I think. That's how you would say it. Neste contexto, I think it's common for them to use third person as well. Because I do in other cases too, I think. Because like speaking casually, you would definitely most of the time be here in second person, like tu morreste or something, right? Codin, the Tuga has arrived. Bem-vindo. What would you say here? I don't know, because I'm not sure if you would use second person. But tu and você are both in third person. No, they're not. Not in European Portuguese. I know that I think in some places in Brazil you use tu and the third person conjugation, but you would never in European Portuguese. Tu is considered second person. But I don't know if this, in this context, you would say like tu morreste. I feel like they might use third person here. Yeah, você is the formalish version. Yeah. I'm thinking like, for something, a title like this in a game, would you go formal or would you go tu? That's the thing I'm kinda like indecisive on. I don't know what's the most common thing. Maybe just morreste. So that would be the second person conjugation. Possible to understand when you speak Skånska. Yeah, in South they use it, and in my hometown Santos, They use 2. Yeah, I know I've heard there are a few places in Brazil they use 2 as well. But I think it is very odd though, because as far as I know, and I think that's the reason why you said that it would be third person, because in the places in Brazil that use 2, I think they still use the second person conjugations, right? So they would have said tu morreu, I think. I could be wrong here, but I think that's the case, right? Which, you know, as someone coming from, you know, someone having more experience with European Portuguese, that sounds very odd to me. Yeah, I know, Chodin. The main thing I was like confused about here is like whether you would go first or second or third person, like more formal or casual. Yeah, tu morreu, mano. So that sounds really odd if you, for like a European Portuguese, for someone used to European Portuguese. Because that would seem like the wrong conjugation. I mean, it would be the wrong conjugation in Portugal, right? Tu morreu, mano, you died, bro. Yeah, but that would be, in European Portuguese, it would be tu morreste. Which is interesting. Interesting. Continua opções, salvar e fechar. We can go Brazilian, and now we have você morreu, salvar e sair. I do need to translate the tips at some point as well, but we might change those later on. Don't know if it's worth doing now. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm happy with that. Good enough for now. You know what, no matter what, I should probably localize the tips and then... Because we can just keep the keys, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just change the values later on, but at least then the things themselves have been translated. Tip text. Is this generated here? Yeah, change text on enable. I guess I could just get the string. No, but I need to know how many I have. I think we just localize these as is. Add table entry. So here we would do like, I guess, menu tip 0. Why did I not work? No, wait, do I localize all of these? Ooh, that's not good. No, text array 0 is why I localized. Text array data 1. Ah, okay, this is the second one. Okay. I got a bit confused there for a second. Add table entry, menu, tip 1. Oh, wrong language. Because then, rather than changing them here, I can just change them in the localization table. Menu, tip 2. Hope this is gonna work. Menu tip 0, 1, 2, 3. We have 4 tips right now. Could easily add more later on if we want to. I guess I should just grab these through code as well. Pass in like an ID randomly between blah blah blah. But then I need to change the code here, so no, I can't be bothered. How you doing, Codin? Did you got a new update out for your game, didn't you? The vertical slice. Game more chances they would use Vosimoreo. Yeah, I think for something like this, because that would be the most common one, right? I feel like people using two in Brazil are like exceptions, right? Since when you normalize a vector by dividing it, can't you square it first? You don't need to square root it. No, I have no idea, Whale. Are you still working on the game engine? Okay, let's do European Portuguese just to test this. So I guess you would go Dica, right? Tip. So let's do Dica 1, Dica 2, Dica 3. How much Dicas? Yeah, that should be tips. I think that's what you would use here. Okay, let's try that. Then we play the game. I'm gonna switch language to European Portuguese. And that did not work. What happens if I disable you and enable you? Okay, that it did work. Dica 2. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should be fine. So, but does it then break if I switch language in the menu? Ah, it does. Why? Oh, because I'm not updating this text. I only set that on enable. Ooh, this would actually be an issue. If you go in here... Now, I don't know how many would change language while in the game over menu. But it's kinda fucked up that this doesn't change. We need that to change. Otherwise, it seems to be functional, though. Maybe I should set this through... Oh, no, the thing is that I can't really do it on enable. What I could do, actually, is change the... I could localize this one and update the reference instead. Yeah, so rather than changing text on enable, we could change the localized string of this one on enable, and that would solve it. I think that's might be what I'm gonna do. Got a new update, still a lot of work though. Still have to get some friends playing it before I start working on the next one. Nice! I can try it out if you want to. However, man, you need to do WebGL builds. Or is... No, wait, you have your own engine. Maybe that's not as easy as it sounds. I just realized. Because you're making your own engine for that one, right? I mean, I can download it too. Generally speaking, I don't like downloading stuff, but I trust you. Vector classes for my engine, I have to double check with this with Desmos. Yeah, they can Brazilian Portuguese too, nice. Saying this before, it's easy to fix with smart format, but hard to fix otherwise. Set the metadata to use defs. But I'm not using any parameter here. It's not about finding a parameter, I'm just selecting a random one of these. But I think it's easy to solve. Like, all we do is instead of localizing these strings in this parameter, we just do a bunch of references to localized strings, and then we pass those in to this Text Mesh Pro and keep that one localized, then it would always update. And we would probably say tips. Also on Engine, I know that there are people looking into WASM or WASM builds for Jai. Not sure how far that is. Okay. Yeah, I imagine it's not the same thing as in Unity, just clicking, you know, export WebGL build or whatever. I think that's quite understandable. Yeah, just I'm pretty sure we can do this. Like, rather than, I mean, I could localize you through code as well, but that would actually have the same issue. It wouldn't work in runtime. I think I need to update the string reference of this one instead. I think we're gonna... I'm gonna copy this script. And I'm gonna make a new script called change maybe string reference on enable. This should solve it. Do you want to know how it's each tip, or you leave it as a digit number? I mean, I'm probably end up using these tips, so I mean, if you want to help me translate them, for sure. Você pode salvar uma bateria sista uma lampa. Maybe. Usa baterias para carregar a tua flashlight. I can't do a Brazilian accent, but we're like, você pode something no escuro. Escuro. Something like that. Você pode ser... esconder no escuro. Okay. You can... Oh, yeah, okay, so it's more like you can hide yourself in the dark. Yeah, it's like... It's like you can yourself hide in the dark. I think there's a way to get my engine to run on the web. Oh, really? Well, like the... Wait, do you mean like a build from your engine or like the entire engine? What's up, Hunglish Benz? How you doing? Welcome in. Nice to have you. What are you trying to localize? I'm trying to localize my game over menu. And I have these like random tips that pop up, but I realized I'm not handling those correctly, so I need to kind of change the implementation a little bit. How you doing, Hunglish? Hope you're doing well. As it's just OpenGL, so it shouldn't be hard to get a WebGL version. Interesting. Usa baterias para recarregar a sua lanterna. Okay. Yeah, just otherwise just to charge. It would be to recharge. Right. That makes sense. Oh, batch and white like drop down. Yeah, so I tried to localize these. I have a script here that changes the text of the Text Mesh Pro on enable. But the issue is that if I just localize these strings, then when we show the menu, we will localize that tip into the correct language. The issue is that if I then change language while having the game over menu active, this doesn't know that I've changed language, so it remains in the old one. So I think I'm gonna do instead is make a script that passes in a string reference to the localized string event of this text mesh pro, and that should make it update in runtime as well. This is a very small detail. I think it's, you know, very few people would probably change language specifically in the game over menu, but, you know, details matter. Where do you come from, Benz, if you don't mind me asking? Are you a programmer? Depends on how you define programmer, I suppose. Like, do I program? Yes. Am I like a professional one? Do I have a ton of experience? No, I don't. Can't say I do. I've been making games for pretty much like 2 years at this point. Vibe coder? I'm not a vibe coder though. Like, I know how to code, I'm just not the best at it. Like, I'm still learning every day. I started with basically 0 experience, but I've been on it for like 2 years now, so I feel like I'm starting to get a bit comfortable with it. I did, if anyone is curious, recently release a devlog of my full 2-year journey. Hungary, ooh, nice. Hungarian seems to be a difficult language as well. Since a Uralic language, you have that, like, the grammar. The grammar scares me, man. I kinda wanna learn Finnish, which is also a Uralic language, but the grammar just seems... I don't know, it scares me, man. Loud noises may draw attention to you. Barulhos muito altos podem chamar a atenção. Oh, interesting. So it's like noises very loud could call attention. Very loud noises could call attention. Interesting. Podem chamar atenção. Google Web Toolkit. Well, there's no other language like Hungarian. Well, I know they're not super similar, but it is like one of the few related languages. Was it Estonian, Sami, Finnish, and Hungarian are like the Uralic languages, which are, you know, very few languages in that family. But yeah, I'm definitely not saying that they are one and the same. I'm just saying that they are, you know, they have some shared history. But it would be in this, I think with those it might be in the same context as, like, you know, Swedish and German has some shared lineage, but, you know, I would never understand a German straight off the bat speaking to me. And remember words like creating words out of modules like a puzzle? Yeah, because you do that thing, right, where you add like suffixes and stuff to the words to like conjugate them into like different meanings and stuff. I don't know, it's scary, man. I know that those languages like Finnish and Hungarian and stuff are considered to have one of the more complex grammars in the world. Você pode poupar bateria se tiver uma lampada. Poupar. I don't know if I've heard this word. Bateria se tiver uma lampada. You can save battery if you have a lamp. Or if... I suppose, if you have a lamp. Poupar. So, salvar wouldn't work here, would it? Just out of curiosity. Holy shit, man. Okay, very long word is a valid Hungarian word, yeah. We can do that stuff in Swedish as well, but I think it works a little bit differently. Where in Swedish, I think... Because we do combination words, right? So, something like... a computer screen in English would be 2 words, right? In Swedish, we would just add screen to the first word. So computer screen, like, would be... it would become a combination word. Yeah, exactly. We do it the same way the Germans do. Basically, almost all Germanic languages do it. Which means that, like, theoretically, we can create, like... You know... datorskärmsrengöringsmedel. Yeah, so that is computer screen cleaning solution. And then you can even continue, right? You can keep building on it theoretically infinite. Like, because you could take the bottle of that and make it into a computer screen cleaning solutions bottle. And then you could take the cap of the bottle and make it into a computer screen cleaning solution bottle cap. And then the color of that cap would be the computer screen cleaning solution bottle cap color. And that would become one single word in Swedish. Like, you wouldn't find it in a dictionary, but, you know, technically speaking, it would be considered a, you know, a valid, grammatically correct word. By the way, I think Unity Engine localization settings selected locale changed is what you're looking for. I guess I could... Is that an event? Because I guess I could check that event and change it too. Because otherwise what I'm thinking is that I just rework this to, instead of working with just strings... Because here I have a list of strings. I could have a list of... What, like localized string, I think? It's grammatically correct, but too many, and your teachers will bring back spanking. True. But in English goes for the same when you spare something, okay. So in this situation, you're not wasting battery, you're sparing battery. So you're under the use of battery, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. On string updated or something. But I feel like it might be... Is it not easier for me to just... Because this is gonna happen automatically if I just update the localized string event. I haven't done this before, but I know it should be possible. Because sometimes I just do this through code, where I just find the string in the localization table. But here we can't do that, because that's not gonna update in runtime either. Place of action, its relation, ownership. Yeah, Maidcha. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this, but like Zekem, Yorcha, Zeked. Yeah, so you even conjugate the nouns depending on like who is possessing it or whatever. That stuff is mad. I know Slavic languages can do that quite a bit as well. Like Czech does that too, where I know the example I often remember is, like if you take a city, like Prague in Czechia. So just the city itself would be called Praha, I think. But if you, depending on the context, you would change it. So if you're saying that someone comes from Prague, you would instead say that they come from Prahy. And if you're saying that you're going to Prague, then it would be like Prate or something, you know, it like you conjugate it depending on the context, which is like a lot more you have to learn, right? Text message objects, I wouldn't even need that, and also you would have to change into change string reference on enable. Oh, so would this then be a... Do I want a string reference? Is intelligence broken? Localize String event, string property, string table. Well, first I need to find the thing I want to change, which is the localized string event. Localize, not localized. The localized string event. Fuck you, IntelliSense. Why do you do this to me? Oh, because I can't spell, that's why. Okay, never mind. Localize string event. Boom. We wouldn't need a reference to a text object. And here we would just say that the localized string event is equal to getComponent localized string event. So we have a reference to the localized string. And I suppose what we want to do is update the string reference of the localized string. I think that's what I want to do. SZ is the S from snake. Oh, so it's basically just pronounced like an S? Interesting. So I would need a string. And what is the type I'm looking for here? Localized string reference, is that a thing? No? Oh, we should probably do this. On enable, we want to set the... Wait. I want to do something with the localized string event. I want to set your reference. Your string reference. Can I not do that? Oh yeah, string reference. Dot string reference. This is what I want to change. Is equal to something. So then string reference. So then if I could, I would like to have a list of string reference, but that doesn't seem to exist. Can I serialize a string reference? No. I feel like I'm missing a word here. Okay, what would you be? What are you? Public localized string reference. Oh, you're a localized string. Okay, so this, am I looking for localized string? I think I am. So we have a list of localized strings. And then I want to set the string reference to that one with the current index. Okay, I think we're onto something here. If this is greater than localized strings.count, I think this is all I need. Boom. I think that should work. Yeah, reference is a localized string, true. So now, move you up here. Now instead of setting the actual strings, we should be able to set tip 0, tip 1, tip 2, and tip 3. So rather than picking a string that's already been localized, we just picked the string, the localized string immediately that we want. And we assign it, instead of assigning it to the text here, we assign it to the actual localized string event. I think that should be fine. So let's disable this one and disable this one. Yeah, tips ett. So this is in Swedish. And if I now change language into Brazilian Portuguese, it does immediately update the tip. Nice. Sweet. Wasn't too bad. Okay, change text on enable. We can remove you. And game object localizer. Oh, did that get removed automatically? I think it did. Nice. By the way, you can change language in the top right corner. Oh yeah, I saw, I use that sometimes, just I can use this one, right? The active locale sync controls. Is that what you meant? Or do you mean like in the game window? Oh yeah, because there's also, yeah, you get pop-up, right? So you can do this. True. I think this is what you meant. That's not as fun, and now I try to use my... It's more fun using my own menu, right? No, but that's a fair point. Okay, sweet. That should be working. So... Make it clear that game over restart button takes you to a checkpoint. Basically done. Localized game over menu is done as well. I mean, I do need to properly localize all of this, but don't have to do it now. Du kan gömma dig i mörkret. Använd batterier för att ladda ficklampan. Höga ljud. May draw attention to you. Kan... I guess I should pretty much literally translate this. Kan dra uppmärksamhet till dig. Höga ljud kan dra uppmärksamhet till dig. It sounds a bit shit. I'll change it at some point. Have to cook some dinner, probably back later, see you in a bit. No worries, coding. Thank you very much for hanging out. And have a good dinner, man. There's way more fast. Wait, what do you mean? You can say battery if there's a lamp. I don't know. I'm probably gonna change this at some point, but it's fine for now. I wonder how big my tip text is. Is it possible that Swedish is gonna be too long? Ooh, that looks very possible. So I think we're gonna do this. Just make you really fucking long and then send to you. Just to make sure it never like wraps around. You seem fairly competent in programming, especially for someone who learned it for himself. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad to hear it. I do feel like I've gotten quite comfortable. Like, when I started, I definitely wasn't. Like, I was struggling each fucking line I wrote. Like, in the video of me making my first game, you can see me actually get, like, properly surprised because I was able to write one sentence without getting an error. But nowadays, I feel like, you know, most of the time I can code what I need. Then, you know, whether I do it in the most optimized way might be something different, but I know, like, somehow I'm gonna get it to work, you know. When did you start? About 2 years ago. Something like that. Maybe slightly more than 2 years ago. I have a video on YouTube. First game? Yeah, there we go. From when I made my first game. That was the first thing I ever programmed. Real nice progress then, thank you, man. Swedish got longer than other languages. Maybe this explains the myth that Swedish are tall. Maybe. I mean, we're not as tall as the Dutch people, at least. I think they are like the tallest in the world, on average. Yeah, that works. Everything fits. Nice! Oh shit, did I just move the entire thing? GG. Swedish people are tall? Yeah, we are. Not the dwarves? No. I'm taller than most Swedish people. So, am I Dutch? Yes. No, but on average, Swedes are still among the tallest. It's just that we are not the tallest. Because that would be the Dutch as far as I know. It's a shitty fucking... Okay, it's basically... In general, like, northern-ish Europe is like the tallest in the world. Also have like... North America, Australia, Russia... quite tall as well. Northwest... the northernmost west part of Africa, pretty tall. All of Europe in general is quite tall. But if we would have a look at average height, Europe, quite sure that the Dutch are by far the tallest. Okay, maybe not by far. Oh, interesting. So Estonia is also in there. And then we have, what do we have here? We have Croatia. Fuck. Where are we? Let's see, this is Serbia, right? This is... Why am I losing? Bosnia, thank you very much, there we go. Quite tall as well. Yeah, tallest in Europe. Like, Europe is among the tallest in the world, and tallest in Europe is Netherlands. Average female height. So I think Dutch would win again. Yeah, so 170.4. So, yeah, once again, it is basically the same countries that are in the top here too. Yeah, Sweden is still like, whether male or female, we are among the taller ones, right? ...160cm Swedes, and then 100 meter one. No country in the world where my height is average. How tall are you, Whale? I mean, neither is it for me. I am taller than the average in Netherlands. I think I am somewhere like 189 or so. I think that would be... Is that like 6 feet 2 inches maybe? I'm slightly above 6'2". I don't think I'm 6'3". No, okay, I'm like just below 6'3", I think. So you're Dutch? Secret agent? Yeah, exactly. Around 184, 185. Yeah, that is quite tall. That is quite tall. I am taller though, which is, you know, that's the important thing to note here. I'm messing. Here in Rio Grande do Sul, it's usual women have more than 170, but not usual the men have more than 180. Okay. I'm a girl, I know, Whale, I know. But that's what I meant, like, it's you are indeed quite tall. I mean, yeah, that's actually interesting. You're taller than the average, even the average man. Not bad. But obviously these are averages as well, and you know, we know how averages work. There's always exceptions. People taller and shorter. Okay, game over menu. I think we are basically done with you. Default key bindings. I think we should switch them. I don't know. I know iJoyan, you did say that you played the newest version with default key bindings. But otherwise, pretty much every single person did change them. I think they are just bad. I think they are. I think I might even go back to my initial idea. Like, I see the reason why these key bindings, they do have an advantage. Like, the key bindings we use right now are by far the most intuitive. Because right now, what we do is that we use I for inventory, we use M for map, and we use F for flashlight. Which is very intuitive, right? Like, if I would ask anyone, can you open the map in the game? What is the first button you would try? Like, you would obviously try to click M, right? If I asked you to open the inventory, the first thing you would try, if you didn't know anything, you would try I first, right? So the good thing with these is that they are indeed very intuitive. That is the main advantage. However, I feel like it is the only advantage. Because otherwise, like, holding your hand here is just fucking uncomfortable. Like, what would you do? Like, pinky on F, middle finger on I, and pointer finger on M? Like, you don't have like a clear resting space for your fingers, which kinda sucks, in my opinion. Because right click, left click or E. Well, right click and left click are taken. Since left click is to interact, left click is to release the item you're holding. So I'm thinking of going back to what I originally thought, which I know is more unconventional, but I think it's a lot more comfortable. This is what I rebind it to. I use these, which is like a kinda classic key binding. A lot of like classic indie games used to have ZHC. I think that Spelunky uses this. A lot of games where you would control the character with the arrow keys would use these for like attack, jump and something. It's definitely not as intuitive, but you know, that's also why we have a tutorial. But I do feel like it's a lot more comfortable to basically hold your hand like this, right? Compared to fucking holding your hand like this, which is just fucking awkward. Use C for flashlight, X for inventory, and tab for map. I know one of the playtesters did rebind, but I think he rebound the inventory to tab instead. I think he rebounded to this, tab, caps lock, and F. Which I still feel like is more comfortable than what we currently have, but it's still not a very clear... I mean, the resting point would be WASD, right? That's where you would hold your fingers and then click on these. But it's unnecessary since you don't use WASD. Like, all we need is 3 buttons. I feel like they should be close to each other. With that control, I use my thumb for M, index for I, and ring finger for F. But that is really uncomfortable, right? Like, it's not a comfortable way of holding your hand. You can't really, like, naturally rest your hand like that. Left interact, right flashlight, Q drop item. I mean, it should rebind the drop. Should do that. But we still have the other... Because basically we have 3 things. We have the inventory. We have the map. We have the flashlight. And we have the drop or deselect button. So even if we change this to right click, we still have 3 buttons we need to put on the keyboard. I think what's the best default would be space for flashlight, tab for map, and maybe E for inventory. But that also feels, I mean, it's a better natural position. But it also feels semi-random. And if we're gonna have it random, I feel like just putting them next to each other makes more sense in my mind. I'll go for ASD instead of ZHC. The thing that I'm thinking is that, although it's not a super common one, this is a control scheme that you do see in games sometimes, which I think I can't say any game that uses ASD, but I do know games that use ZHC. 1, 2, 3 is another good shout. You could definitely do 1, 2, 3. That would be like the MOBA or like World of Warcraft resting space in some regard. Also welcome in Just J. Yeah, I would lean more towards doing something like this for the key bindings. Like, since we only have 3, I feel like they should just be next to each other. Does depend on the game. Is Q and E to rotate. Left, right. ZH is AB and the rest are extra. Should be C for inventory quick map. Because the thing is that you have to keep in mind that changes things a lot with my game is that there's no other key bindings. Like in World of Warcraft, you do use like MI and stuff. But that works because you also use every other fucking button. So there's always some natural points to keep your hand. But for a game like this, we kind of don't. There's no like, you don't move with WASD. There's like, these 3 inputs is all we need. The only things I really rest my hands on in games are the things I need to access quickly. And like, you do need to access the flashlight quickly. You don't necessarily need to access the inventory quickly, but you do access it a lot. So you do want it. The map is definitely the one you would use the least, but it also feels weird to just decide that, oh, the map is the only thing that doesn't have a key binding. Also, B Studios, welcome in, man. Cheers. Appreciate ya. Games like this, you don't need to rest your hand on specific keys, so it does not matter so much. I think it does. Because if... Let's put it like this. Right now, I think a total of 5 people have played this game on the newest version. And 4 of those people changed the key bindings. Like, I changed the key bindings too. I don't like playing with the default ones. And I feel like if the... Yeah, you are, Joy, and you're the only one who didn't change the key bindings. I'm gonna snooze this ad. So that's what I mean, like, at that point, if 80% change the key bindings, I feel like that says enough that the key bindings are not comfortable enough. Using space would be good too. We could use space, but I don't know which one it would be for. Space feels like such a dedicated jump button. I feel like that's why it messes with my head. QWE. I'm more currently leaning towards just having them next to each other. So that would be something like this, this, or this. But at that point, I feel like there are 2 that stand out as the best ones, or the most common ones. Which would be 1, 2, 3, like the MOBA, World of Warcraft like buttons. Or ZXC, which is like random indie games. Like, I'm pretty sure Spelunky has this. Spelunky key bindings. I'm almost certain. I could be wrong, I'm almost certain. Maybe they don't. Someone told me they had this. No, they do. They do. So in Spelunky, you have X for action, Z for jump, and C for cycle held items. I know it is like a fairly common one for like indie games where you move with the arrows. So I would lean more towards one of these. Games like this I often macro everything to my mouse. Yeah, that's fine. Like obviously I'm not gonna remove the rebind system. Like if someone doesn't like it, of course I want them to be able to change it. But when 80% of players change the key bindings, now of course we don't have the biggest test pool, right? That's fair to say. You know, that's a fair argument. But still, like, if 80% change the key bindings, I feel like that's pretty good data that they might not be optimal. And like, just take me as an example. Like, I am the developer and I change the key bindings in my own game. Like, that feels a little bit odd. Stay hydrated in this heat. Is it hot in Sweden? It is, man. And my apartment is really hot when I'm streaming as well. How is Denmark? Shift space and D. Could work. The thing is that I feel like, isn't it just more convenient to just put them next to each other when there's this few keys? I feel like it makes more sense to just put them next to each other. I don't think key bindings matter so much if you can rebind. No, it's definitely not the end of the world. But once again, like, I don't want it to be the case that everyone who plays my game changes the key bindings. Like, that feels odd, right? Like, I feel like that says something about the key bindings. Is it gonna make or break the game when we have a rebind system? No, of course not, of course not. But I think, you know, I think there's a fair argument that we have kind of shit key bindings right now. What's up, Lupo? How you doing? This looks like HyperX keyboard. No, it's a Voxicon. Just grab an image from Google. FM and I or B. Most players would have those in muscle memory. Yeah, but that's what I had before, and it's just, I think it's shite. Like, it's really good in terms of intuitiveness. It's the most intuitive ones. But for a game where you don't use like WASD, when these are the only keys you use, and you use them fairly often, it's just a very awkward, like not a single key is close to another one. It just feels weird to use them that way, I feel like. Like, I know I play like this, I do these, right? I know one playtester who did these two and F with the same reasoning, like just getting the keys closer to each other. Okay, I'm gonna snooze one more ad here while I catch up with chat. Maybe there's some kind of collection for data about key bindings. Could be. But the weird thing is that it's so difficult, even if we have data for it, you have to keep in mind that my game is very different. Because like if you would look in general on games, I think I, M and F would always end up being the most common. However, I think in those games, you probably also use WASD, you jump with space, you sprint with shift, you switch your weapons with the key bindings. Like, you're already doing a lot of stuff on the keyboard. And maybe these are like sub-actions that are not as important, whereas in my game, these are the only actions that you ever use. So I think that changes things a lot. Today was 41 Celsius over here. Holy shit, man. My brother's car was sitting under the sun and we had to drive somewhere. It was an oven in there and we opened the door. I can imagine, man. When I play your game, I'm gonna change it all just to go against you. You can do that, that's completely fine. It is convenient, but as someone who plays a lot of ZXC games, RPG games, it can be confusing to try to hit the right button first try. I think that is the case, but I also think that that's the reason we have a tutorial, right? When you use a random row of letters, it makes people a little bit mad to learn, again, logic they are used to. But my current system made people mad too. So going with the logical one is not perfect either. Just the immediate feedback I got, like as soon as, like right in the tutorial, as soon as I taught the key bindings, one of my playtesters literally immediately went, damn, they are very far from each other. You know, and I think that's a fair take. Probably need testing just asked why everyone ended up rebinding it to. Yeah, I did have it in my like feedback form, and like I said, right now I had one person who went with these two keys and F. I had one person who kept the default ones, so that would be F, M, and I. Wait. Oh yeah, I had one who changed it. Like, neither one of these are exactly the same. I had one who used F, M, and then rebound the inventory to E instead. And then I personally use, I don't know why I did this twice like this, ZHC, and I think when Bjarne played, the sound guy, he also used. Why can I not do this? Holy shit. He also... What is happening here? Why am I not... Oh, I'm a Dumbo. Okay. He also used CHC, but it's very possible that I might have had some influence on him. So basically almost everyone played the game in a slightly different way. Obviously, once again, not the biggest test pool, but still. Apparently got cooled really fast with AC. Yeah, I don't even have AC in my car, it's fucking horrible, man. Tab I use a lot for inventory too. Yeah, we did have one tester who did switch the inventory to tab, and I think he did map with caps lock. Control Shift Alt. But how would you hold that? I don't know, that doesn't feel like a comfortable one either. Because those are usually like unimportant pinky buttons, or I guess Alt could be a thumb button. But like having those as the main buttons, it doesn't feel like a super... Okay, last add I can skip. Doesn't feel like a super convenient place to rest the hands either. Space FD. That feels more like, I feel like if we're gonna do more unconventional buttons, I feel like just putting them in a row makes more sense in my mind. Also been working on settings menu, UI and key mapping in the last few days. Oh, have you? When I check similar games like genres, your game is more of a point and click, right? Yes. And I think the issue the issue is here, I think the issues here is the fact that most point and click games don't use key bindings whatsoever. Like, I'm kind of being unconventional to add key bindings to a point and click game. Can it be click on, like click the function? I already have that. Key bindings are optional, like you can play mouse only, but we also have key bindings. But a lot of people so far seem to like using key bindings. Maybe do a survey. We have done a survey before. We did run a poll last time, and most people said that F, I, and M would make the most sense. which I agree with. But then, you know, once actually testing the game, once again, almost no one... I mean, one person kept the default ones, everyone else changed them. So that kinda... I think in your mind, logically, F, I, and M make the most sense and it feels nice. But once you actually play the game like that, it's like awkward. You end up kinda having to look for the keys. Because you do use them quite a lot. Like, you might check your inventory every... Like, if you're relatively quick playing the game, you might be checking the inventory every like 10 seconds or something. Four of the 5 are speed gamers. I know 2, I would say 2 are, depending on how you define speed gamers. But people who kind of rush games. I know 1 is. For sure. I know Bjarne is a rusher. I mean, Spectacular also played it. He has quite literally speedrun the Game Jam version. But he didn't necessarily play the game in a speedrun way. Also muscle memory for the buttons. I can be told X's inventory, Z's menu, and still miss input, which is proximity, if that makes sense. For a horror game, where I can fail, being able to quickly turn the flashlight is important. True, but if the buttons are too spread apart and you can't like rest your hand on them, you end up maybe failing because you don't find the button in time. Do you know what I mean? If you hold Q and radial menu pops up and you move your mouse to the action, could do that. It kinda goes against the key bindings being a quick action though. Because now it's like one more kinda input-ish to get to everything. Because now we would be, you know, hold the button. It would technically be 3. Hold the button, move the mouse, let go of the button. And I feel like kinda the point of having this is to make it as quick and easy as possible. I hate radial menus for keyboard, do you? QWE? I feel like 1, 2, 3 or ZHC is better than QWE. So just looking at the FNAF UCN key bindings, but those are ass. I think FD and space is better than something like ZHC, because it doesn't use your ring finger. Yes, it does. Oh no, you mean it's better because it doesn't use the ring finger. Ah, I see what you mean, I see what you mean. I misinterpreted what you meant. I don't know, it's fucking tricky, man. Like, we have discussed this before as well, and like everyone was basically equally divided then as well. I think it's very hard to come up with like the perfect key bindings for a game like this. Point and click game key bindings. Maybe we should find something to look at. But I think vast majority of them just don't use key bindings. Hey Jin with the 50 bits.
Wish I could be of help, but all the games I play require one-hand only kappa.
Thank you very much for the bits, Jin. I appreciate ya, as always. ZHC is way too low for me. Would make me have tendinitis really fast. League players are going insane in the background right now. Finals of Freddy's my use key monies. It's kind of point and click. Try to have a look. We do have an ad coming up though, so thank you very much for your patience. I'm gonna go and make myself a little bit of tea during the ad, but I'll be back in a few seconds. FNAF 1 doesn't have it though. That's the only one I know is like a proper point and click game, right? But I don't think they have... Do they? No. I think at least that one is basically just full point and click. And I feel like that's the issue most of these games are. I was thinking about like these, like the ones where you move with arrows are fairly common to have ZHC. Otherwise, I know that, you know, MOBAs like and games like World of Warcraft using the numbers like 1, 2, 3 or something would be fairly common too. That's kind of where I am leaning. UCN. I don't know what that is. FNAF UCN controls. Let me have a look. It's also 5 billion animatronics. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to find a game truly similar to mine that has this limited amount of inputs. And, you know, I don't know. It's tricky, man. But we have an ad running, so like I said, I'm gonna go and quickly make some tea and I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. Cheers. And we are back. Did my clip player mess up again? Or did my internet crash? Are we dead? One in chat if you can hear me. Did we just F out of here? Give me a second. Did I lose my internet? We might be having some technical difficulties. That's unfortunate. That's why my clip player stopped working. Okay, is this my... My router is on. Did I just lose all my internet access? Yeah, I think this is on my end. Let me see if it's my ISP. That is odd. What the fuck? What the fucky? Network quality might be low. Okay, let's see. I might have to restart the stream anyway. Let me see. I'm trying to restart my adapter. Let me see if this works. I'm starting to maybe wonder if this could be my ISP having issues. I know no one can hear me right now. I don't really know why I'm talking, to be honest. Should try restarting my router as well. Okay, I'm gonna end it here and then we'll see if I can get this working. Let me do this. Give me a second.